Good morning, and welcome to the Eye of the Tiger. Today, Angel Cordero won't be in because he's taking care of some business for the kids, for the school for the kids. But we got the chief. Good morning, chief. Lou. I'm sorry, Lou. Luke is in the house, and I got some things to talk about today. Election. Right. Today going to be my last day in the program. I am retiring. My wife, I was told by my wife, my daughters, my family to enjoy my retirement. And after all these years, I'm ready to step out of politics. I found that no matter what, after I leave, somebody else will take over, and so on and so on. It's going on for years and years. It's like we say in Puerto Rico, eterna batalla. And we don't think that the people in the city of Camden understand, or either they are only worried about the political parties and not worrying about their self or their self-interest. I think people start forgetting about the name of a political party and worry about their self and fight for the self for what they need, not for the $20 or $75 and a sandwich that the political machine gives them.
It's good cheesesteak. It's hard to pass up. Tu precio. Eso tuyo es un cheesesteak.
Right. Right.
Cheesesteaks. I'm hungry, but
I was about to get into rap
bigger
session.
issues.
Yeah, when you
Take it over, man.
I was interested in what you were saying.
There'll be time for that, my brother.
when you sell your vote for a sandwich, when you sell your vote for a sandwich and $20 or $75, knowing that the future of your family and your kids count, it's a shame on yourself. The reason why I'm saying that is there is a woman by the name Mary Cortez.
Beautiful lady.
That
champion for the people.
She surely is. This Mary Cortez started with me and Carmen Ovary. We were the one who fought against the Cherokee plan. That now when Brian probably going to go to jail, and your friend should go with him. We won. We saved 2,000 houses and our 4,000 people in Crema Hill, thanks to the help of God. Jesus Christ was behind them. Today, Carmen Ovary is the principal of the Leap Academy, and Mary Cortez is still out there with our work, trying to survive. Mary Cortez fight many battles on the taxes when people. She did the movement when the taxes was raised, the demonstration for 15 weeks. She was out there fighting for the right of the people. Mary Cortez fight for the kids on the when they're trying to throw the Mexicans away from the soccer field in River Road. And Mary Cortez did a lot of things.
Oh yeah, she fought she fights for public safety.
Public safety.
Before, concerning the cuts before the layoffs and all the station closings. You know what I mean? She's out there at city council meetings, speaking her mind in the interest of the people. And God bless her for her to do that, because most of us don't stand up for our own people and for the safety of our neighborhoods.
And instead, the people choose not to vote for her. She only got like 87 votes.
But what's new? Jose, what's new with that?
Okay.
Hasn't this been happening for like 30, 40 years? You got
60,
good people.
60.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But
right.
I'm talking about that I can remember.
Right.
You know what I mean? How often have good people went out there, and the hard thing is to go speak out against the powers, that be, because you can lose your job.
Right.
They can do all kinds of stuff, if you have interest in the city.
Right.
And in the end, con todos luchando, ¿qué pasa?
Yeah.
100 people, 100 personas vienen to vote for you, and there you go.
Mary Cortez was the one who got together with Fuentes and myself and created a group that did, and Ulises Delgado to create a group for the tax fight. We went house by house and we fought for it.
Grassroots, all the way.
Grassroots. But then
the hardest fight there is.
Then another Spanish people were together with the Afro-American created another group to fight for what she was fighting for. I never understood that part. I think it was wrong. Get nowhere, because what's happening is the political machinery is not interested.
Well, Jose, we got, I don't want to sound naive,
Right.
but I'm hoping that the spark that you guys created, the initial push that it puts sparks in other people.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we have to have some hope in this, because if we don't have the hope, then it really is over. So I'm hoping that all the stuff you've done, that Miss Mary Cortez, has done and continues to do, will have benefited everybody and has started the motions, in action that will grow. You may not see it yet, and that's the problem too with movements. Sometimes the movement is underground. In fact, when you look at most successful revolutions in history, started with movements underground,
right,
until it's time for it to go above ground. So,
what do you say, Lou?
I mean, you guys is teaching me something new, you know what I'm saying? I ain't been real heavy in the political aspect, but, you know what I mean, when it comes to my community, I mean, it's sad. A lot of things is sad. And like you were saying, I was actually over there. I met Angel Cordero over there, and I went to Frank Moran. I got a free sandwich and everything too. But I didn't vote. You know what I'm saying? That it ain't me. And I just was looking around. I'm looking at the people, and I'm just actually sitting there, and I'm like, wow. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, I don't want to put, my vote in for nothing. After what I saw, I'd rather be independent.
But you see,
know what I'm saying? And it's crazy.
But that's what this is all about. If people like me and you don't vote, then really the ship is being steered by, the captain who wants to take it to his destination. Maybe it's not the people's destination.
Right.
We have to change that, because otherwise we're going to have to change the way this country operates. It runs by, a democracy, a representative form of government that, we elect people that will make the decisions, the good decisions for us. But if we don't even bother to vote,
no,
then the leaders, the so-called elected leaders, they're not accountable to anyone.
We
got to get these done. See, the old guard votes. The old guard votes because they know. You know why? Because you guys were the product of the 60s, of the 70s, when the social action was in the streets. You guys took the fight to the streets, and, you occupied, the buildings of power and all that. But, ahora, the generations of today, we don't know that.
Well,
you know what I mean? And somehow we got to get that spirit back into the people, because Big Lou, when the younger generations don't vote, it's over.
Yeah, it's over.
It's over. You're not in the fight. It's done. And we got to make sure that the spirit of defeat does not overcome us.
Right.
But we got to maintain the hope y sigue luchando por la pelea pa'lante.
Yeah, but I'm not going to retire. I mean, I'm going to vote, but I'm not going to get involved anymore, because to me it's like a vicious circle. Keeps going on for 60 years. Now, with all the respect that I got for Fran Moran and Luis Lopez, Luis Lopez is a reverend, Fran Moran is a religious. But how shame of you when you go on the street and tell the senior citizens that you threaten them that they're going to lose their Social Security or they're going to lose their Medicaid. That's a lie.
I don't know.
That's a lie.
They might lose part of it.
No.
That super committee's out there getting ready to make those big decisions.
No. Wait a minute.
Dígame, talk to me.
Okay, let me.
I was willing to learn.
Okay, no, listen to this.
Okay.
Another thing I say is that the Hispanic communication system, the radio stations on the TV, only have a one-way Charlie things. They never tell the people both sides of the story.
Well, that's true.
No, and that's how come now people are.
But that's all media.
That's, not in the American media. In the American,
what?
I'll give you the sample. You got Fox News who tell both sides of the story. You got.
Well, they claim they both sides of the story. It depends. Well, you're a Republican.
No.
So of course you love Fox.
No.
But how about if you're not a Republican?
But I'm not a die-hard Republican. I'm only a Republican by name, not by convention. Okay? Another thing is you got CNN. CNN does the both sides of the story too. CNN is pretty good. So I'm not saying, and CNN is Democrat. So I'm not saying,
Okay.
I'm just saying both sides. But meantime, the Hispanic community forget about it. They only one way Charlie, and they don't tell the people the truth. The truth is that when they were telling the people about cutting the Social Security and the Medicare, that wasn't the way it is. It's a copy of Costa Rica. Costa Rica has Social Security. What happened is the government put the money on the government keep giving me an IOU like they did in the United States. They took the Social Security money and they keep throwing IOU, and they use the money to all these things. So what happened is we probably will go back road. So they have to do something. When you're going down the hole, you got to do something.
Oh, they got to do something.
So what they're saying is
but nobody wants cuts.
Oh, no, wait a minute. But what they're saying is this: say Costa Rica did it. Costa Rica said, "I'll tell you what, we're gonna go this way. If you wanna be a part of the Social Security system, okay, good. We keep it up."
But Argentina did it too, and what they do?
No, wait a
they
minute.
nationalized all the pensions.
Right.
This happened the last 10 years.
Right.
They put on all the pension money, and they sucked it in.
Right. So
now, if you got pension money and you wanted maybe to cash out of it, you can't do it.
no, but what I'm saying,
You know what I mean? There's, different countries do different ways.
But let me explain what happened in Costa Rica. So Costa Rica tells those who want to volunteer get out and have a saving account. In other words, they will take your Social Security money, but it won't go to the Social Security Administration. It will go to a bank account on you. You cannot use it until you retire. Let me tell you something. I wish I would have done that a long time ago, because I got over $1 million that I pay that I'm going to get back.
Don't put your business out there.
No, because I make because of my job. Because
You may have trouble getting out of his radio station.
no,
broke as I am.
No. But what I'm saying, no, it's Social Security. I do because of because I had good jobs working as,
Yeah,
you had good jobs.
I have good jobs, but that doesn't mean I got a good pension.
No. But what I'm saying is,
Or Social Security.
if your money would have went to a bank account instead of going to Social Security, you may
Yeah, but look what happened in 1929 hasta 1932, que todos esos bancos se cayeron.
Well, listen.
I mean, come on, man.
We're here
But you got to look at history.
Right.
Tú me dices, que el dinero va a estar ahí si lo ponen en un banco, pero history has told us that banks fail.
No. So look at it.
So I mean, bro, I gotta make my best judgment.
I know, but wait a minute. So the government is worse, because look at what they did. The government took IOU from Social Security, and then they will pay it back.
Right.
So, but if you told me I'm going to choose between the Social Security and a bank, I choose the bank.
I hear you.
Because at least
I'll take cash.
Right. Me too.
Let me tell you. As a firefighter, as a bombero in Camden,
right.
You see a lot of things, man. I mean, and you see a lot of things growing up. And,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was an inspector, I know.
Right. You know what I mean? So we all know here you see a lot of things every single day. But let me tell you, on some fires, I remember one fire, man, we lost 8 houses. It was, by the time we got there, it was about 5 houses already on burning. People were throwing the Christmas presents out the window. So you see crazy things. They were just saving the presents. But I remember I was on the 2nd floor with the hose line, and we're hitting this bedroom. And then my buddy Danny, he's got a rake, and we're hitting this mattress, which is on fire. But the mattress has stuffing, but it wasn't white. It was green. I said, "Yo, Dan, hit that." You know what I mean? He opened it up. Piles of money.
No kidding.
I take the mattress out. I call the captain. First of all, we look at each other, and how you give each other that look. We go, "Now, man, we gotta do this right. We gotta do this right."
Yeah.
We saw I pull the mattress out there. The captain goes, "Go get a policeman right now." We got a policeman. Later on, a few hours later, it was an old gentleman, old black man. Who lived through the 30s. Hard times, and he was like, "Son, this is all I got, and I don't trust banks."
Right.
Because my family lost everything in the Depression.
I understand.
And that happened to me another time, too, man. Somebody had a safe, a little lockbox in the basement behind the heater. And the whole house burnt down. I mean, this house was ugly. And he was like, "Could you please go into the basement and get me my life savings?" Another old black man.
Right.
I'm like,
I understand.
these people don't trust banks.
Right.
There's got to be a reason for why older people don't trust banks like that. And that always stayed in my head.
Right. But what I'm saying is, these people who are religious people want to lie to these people about losing the Medicare, Medicaid.
That the religious people don't lie?
No, but what I'm saying is, it's a shame of them, because these senior citizens panic. I mean, first of all, Luis Lopez.
They gotta panic.
Not Luis
They don't have
Lopez,
much time to
not
recover.
Listen to this. Not Luis Lopez, not Fran Moran, not anyone in the city of Camden who are elected official has nothing to do with this because this is national. This comes from Congress and senators. They got no saying because they only fly-by-night politicians.
Yeah.
They're not really. They don't really in a place to make decisions that will impact the nation.
Right.
So they go around telling these people, these senior citizens, this lie, and they believe them. They went around with a loudspeaker telling them this, and this is how ignorant they are. And but then again, the people doesn't know any better because the communication system doesn't explain to them anything, you know. So they are there in the limbo, they get panic. And they said, no, I can't do that. I got to vote for this guy because they're going to save my Social Security. This is the guy that's going to save my Medicare.
Right.
They're lying. They are lying because they can't do nothing because they are not a congressman or senator in Washington, D.C. And first of all, that got to go to a vote on Senate and Congress and all that. So why did they lie to these people in Camden?
Well, look, sometimes
This is ignorance. This is abuse.
bro, sometimes it's easier to hear a lie. Let's be honest, bro.
Yeah.
Do people want to hear the truth? Not if it's bad.
Right.
Si tú me vas a decir que ellos van a cortar los cheques, o me van a quitar Section A, o que yo puedo perder mi trabajo, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
I want to go with the guy that says, hey, you know what? Things about to get better. You know what I mean? Listen to me. Don't get with those guys. Don't take the medicine, because that medicine tastes bad.
Yeah.
Okay? Don't worry about it. We're going to get out of this, real soon. But let me tell you, si tú eres un bombero, un policía, you learn that lesson in January. Porque te lo digo, bro, que toda la gente está diciendo, más que maybe 10 o 13 personas que van a perder trabajo. And then a few days later, cuando era 60, bombero, y era, or is it like 100 and something cops, boy, they learned their lesson quick.
Why do these guys did nothing?
You know what I mean? Well, what's new?
Right.
We were talking about that earlier. No one does anything.
Right. So what I'm saying is, why you keep electing the same people who's been practically abusing you all your life? I mean, the Hispanic community got.
You know why? Because most people don't come out.
Right.
The people that do come out, how many votes did Miss Cortez get?
90 something.
In a city of how many thousand? 73,000 people? Come on, man. How many registered voters we got?
Right.
Mm-hmm. So how many people that are eligible to vote we got? Come on.
But they knew about Mary Cortez because everybody knows Mary Cortez.
But you know what?
I mean,
they don't.
But they believed this guy that they were going to cut his
Look.
I heard about Mary Cortez. I never did my homework on her. You know what I'm saying? Cause like I said, I'm learning from you guys. I just been in the political thing for a little bit.
Right.
But I would like to know more about it, after,
It's time, my brother.
Hearing more about, because, I root for people like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, not taking nothing away from Frank Moran, congratulations, but I hope the next couple of years he does make changes, you feel me? Not just get in and do the same thing that they've been doing.
Ain't gonna do anything unless you make him do it, Big Lou.
Yeah.
That's it. You ain't gonna do anything unless we get out there and demand that you do it. And not just a little meeting in the lip service, which has happened in the past. I'm not here to bash people.
That's what it seems.
I'm here to talk about education, because I know this show's about education.
Right.
It's about the Scholarship Act. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And we're going to, and we're here to talk about options for our children's future when it comes to education.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? But yes, we are going to call people. Sometimes you have to point things out. You know what I mean? That the powers that be, the ones that are elected in there, hey, you got in there, you just scraped by again. The machine works. But you know what, though? These days, you can't do business as usual. You see what's going on across the country, man? All the scandals blowing up. You know why? Because when it's good times, when things are going real good, people don't bother with the negative little things.
You know what?
But when it's bad times, all the ugliness comes out. Look at Penn State right now.
What bothers me is Luis Lopez came in here, but I know Fran Moran since he was a kid. He used to live in Washington, across the street from Washington School. And he knows that since he grew up here, he should know better than that.
Yeah.
He should know better than that. Because, when you tell a senior citizen that you're going to lose something,
right.
I mean, and they live in, practically in a day by day, whatever the little money they get, and you panic them because they get nervous and they get scared.
Well, they should maybe.
And you shouldn't do that. You should.
Why not?
Okay. First of all,
look, I'm not trying to defend Luis Lopez.
No.
I have my opinions of him,
right?
And I'm not even going to say them on the radio.
Okay.
But in regards to sometimes if I know what you're trying to say that he was scaring them unnecessarily. You know what I mean? But is it really the truth though? Because if it's the truth, if it's that hey maybe Social Security is in peril, que maybe, tú sabes que, lo cheque or whatever may not come out, or
guess what?
Or there may be a cutback of 10% or whatever.
Guess what?
That's not out of the question.
You know how they line?
How they line?
On January the 1st, the Social Security senior citizens will get.
They got a COLA this year.
$35. The
Cost of living allowance
increase.
increase.
$35.
Yes, for the first time in a few years.
So people should start thinking about that instead of.
But there's no money in the budget. So where that money's coming from?
No.
They're gonna have to cut other things.
Listen, life is. I have to give up maybe bistec y comerme cuchiflito because I can't afford no bistec. Or maybe chuleta, so, life is like that.
Well, the retirees aren't because you're getting an increase.
I ain't getting nothing. I'm retired, I ain't getting nothing.
Are you on Social Security?
Oh, yeah, I get that.
Oh, man, you got an increase. You're getting paid.
But what I'm saying is, sometimes you have to cut things. We understand that.
But nobody wants to cut, Jose.
Right. I know that. Look at what happened to Italy. Look at what happened,
Greece,
to Greece.
Yeah.
Look at why. Because
Argentina, otra vez, they're going right back into another Great Depression.
Socialism. We got to stop socialism.
Socialism, my man. I'm worried about fascism.
Right.
Oh, okay. Because we're getting to the point now que mira, este como 1930. We're not even 29 anymore.
Right.
We had 1929 a few years ago, and 2008, cuando everything almost fell apart. All right. You know what I mean? We're in this. Everybody's fighting to keep theirs. Okay, nobody wants to give anything up.
But let's go back.
But we got to meet in the middle.
Let's go back to what you said in the school system. I was watching TV last night. They were talking about $20,000 for a schooling kid in Camden to go to school. We pay. You and I.
Well, everybody pays.
We pay $20,000 for one kid.
We pay to send them to school, and then when the
school, they don't know how to write and read. Now, meantime, you get another towns who's got a kid only pay $11,000, and the kids know how to write and read, go to college and all that.
Well, look at this. I got a story here on Oakland, California, and Oakland is a lot like Camden. It's just a lot bigger. When I think of Oakland, because I know people over there, and it reminds me a lot like Camden. Well, the teachers there. This is funny, man. In the school system, the teachers themselves, the union teachers, supported charter schools, and for the reason that, when it got passed, they were able to benefit from the reduction in rules that they had toward the teachers that were in the public schools. Right. And they were able to win some freedom from the district superintendents and all that. Oh, yeah. So here you had a case where the teachers themselves were for charter school, and they called the Oakland Charter School Revolution. Got it right here, man. I want you to read this later on because this is amazing stuff. And so now, I'm a person that really didn't think about school vouchers coming in here. And I'm not here to say rah-rah for school vouchers. But I have an open mind. I'm learning on these issues, you know what I mean? Because I didn't know anything, Bilou. When I came here, I was like, I'll show up and I'll give you my honest opinion, right? That's what you will get from me. Simply what I truly feel, and I'm not going to be rah-rah on anybody. But as I'm learning that we need options, man, even when you have teachers happy about charter schools because they had their own plans to make the schools better. They just want to be freed from the superintendents.
Well, talk about the superintendent. Read about this guy.
We need to start looking at some of that. District cuts superintendent pay.
Because the superintendent.
Everybody wants to cut.
No, wait a minute. Listen what the superintendent did. When he was told they were going to cut his salary of $177,500, it was going to be reduced. He threatened the people to stop sending money to the school.
Getting ugly.
This guy said, well, guess what? A $3.6 million state aid that was supposed to be going to the. He threatened them. Because they were going to cut $42,000 for his salary. He threatened them that he was going to stop $1.5 million that was supposed to come to the school.
No one wants to. Hey, you were just talking about the COLA Social Security, and it felt good to get that money. Well, they're trying to take $43,000 out of his pocket. Everybody's got to defend their pocketbooks, man.
But listen, I understand that. But look at the guy was making $177,000.
Does it really matter? I don't care if he was making $50,000. Right. If I'm making $50,000 and you want to take away $1,000, which really happened this year, we're paying more for a lot of things. You're not happy about that.
No, nobody's
happy. You know what I mean? But I want to raise too.
What I'm saying,
don't even take from me. I want you to raise my money.
But what I'm saying is, if you really care about the kids the way you say you do, and you want them there, why would you want to make sure that they stop the aid they will come into that school? Come on, man. You know why? Because he figured this way, I want some of that money. I want some of that money. That's what it's supposed to be.
Hey, man, I mean, it's
but-
ugly times. Everybody's getting ugly.
I understand that, but we got to be realistic.
Well, that's what I say. We got to meet in the middle.
Come on. Now, I don't know, man. This is crazy, man.
It is crazy. It's a crazy time.
He goes back to the politics.
It's politics, but here's the thing.
Anyhow.
If we don't fix these politics,
we ain't gonna fix it.
well, no. Well, sometimes you might have to fight. We might have to fight. You know, and make it ugly. We're gonna lose our future.
He's gonna be here next week.
We're gonna have a third world country real soon.
Caldero's gonna bring the slave master next week.
Well, there's a lot of slave masters. Which one are you talking about?
George Norco is going to be here next week.
Wow!
He's going to bring him in.
I want to see that.
And
I like that. That's a good thing.
I don't know. No.
What do you mean it's not a good thing? And you can get because it's no. It's just one thing. It's one thing to talk about people.
Right.
But you got to give them equal access, and that's what I respect about Angel with his show. Because I've seen in the few weeks I've been coming here, he lets anybody come on and speak their piece.
Right, but you know why?
I respect that.
I understand. I understand.
I mean, he even let Mongo and everybody, you know what I mean? So I definitely respect that.
Cordero, America Cortez already had a movement. For 15 weeks, Cordero was out there every day. He's fighting for this. Why you want to create another one?
Well, you know, man. Okay, there's another movement. Look.
Why? Join the hands and work together.
Well, maybe they can't work it out. But you know what? A lot of movements could come together later on, be a bigger movement. As long as everybody's fighting in the same direction.
This movement that they created is not going to come together. I know that because I was already told they're not supporting them.
Well,
I was told
let's just hope
yesterday. You know
the
what?
fight continues,
and the fight.
We got to keep the fight going. Because this is all about.
And let me tell you,
making education better.
No,
for our children.
I'm talking about the tax thing.
Oh, taxes. Yeah, well, you know what?
They created another group unnecessarily. They could say, okay, you know what? Let's get some people and join Cordero, American Cortez. I've been doing this for a while. We could work together. No, they decided to create another one. To me, that's you don't. The will is already there. Why you want to build the will?
Sometimes that's just ego, man. Too many chefs in the kitchen.
And that's what happened to Camden for years and years. The same thing happened to Camden over and over and over and over. Another thing is, let me tell you straight. You know, I want to tell you like it is very straight. Not of Fuentes, not of Luis Lopez, not of Madeline Torres. Not of the council people, all of them. None of the mayor can do anything about it because that was a law that was passed by cosign on this tax thing. A cosign going to jail soon, pretty soon.
Another scandal.
And he was the one.
They're all falling down like dominoes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It was
you can run, but you can't hide.
It was cosign who allocated money from DCA. To do this in the houses, what do you call that? The tax thing.
Gotcha, man.
Right. So to override that, you have to go to Trenton, and then like
it's a process that goes all the way to the capital.
So,
yes.
I talked to what's his name, Ulises Delgado, and we're planning. And I'm going to get involved in that.
There you go, man. So you're not really retiring.
No, but I'm retired for this ball, but I don't want to.
I got you. But it's time, because we can't have you leave, bro.
Right. I'm leaving.
I mean?
I'm leaving.
But you know what I'm trying to say. Sometimes you could change, the way you fight or your role in it.
We're planning to go to Trenton with a coffin.
Everybody loves coffins these days, man.
We're gonna rent a bus, and we're gonna take people, and we're gonna do the demonstration in Trenton. We're gonna do a demonstration in Trenton because that's what it's supposed to be. Because legally, the mayor can do anything, and none of them can do it. So they've been lying all this time because they don't have the power. We don't have
any money. We're bankrupt.
No, but what I'm saying, they don't have.
We get our money from the state to match the budget.
They don't have a political power. To override this to do what we want them to do is this is what we want them to do. We want them to come back, reevaluate the houses, all of them, like they didn't have them feel. That's what we want because we know that the valuation. My house went $10,000 over. I did my own revaluation. I hired my own guy, and he said, "No, wait a minute, this is wrong." Not only that, I got the proof, and my house went down $38,000.
Well, let's hope that works for everybody because let me tell you.
But I had to pay for it.
I don't see it happening.
Right. But if we
I
go,
don't see it happening.
But if we go to taxes, oh no, what? Listen, I think you misunderstood me. I'm not saying that we don't pay taxes.
No, I don't see us getting a rollback, man. I mean,
what I'm saying is, revaluate the houses,
right,
and give us the right amount. And I'm paying anyhow, but I say
for Jose,
right, because
I hear you, but look, check this out. There's still a budget gap, right? There has to be. The budget has to be completed.
I understand.
They can roll back your taxes. Let's say they actually said, you know what, we're gonna take off $2,000 from it on the assessment. Like they're gonna reduce your assessment.
Right.
But they still have to make up the money to, to complete the budget. All they'll do is just raise your tax rate.
Well, listen to
in the end, you're still paying the same money, homie.
Well, wait a minute. Listen to this. Well, it's not about that money that we get from the house tax. It doesn't go to you guys. It goes to the Board of Education.
But regardless, they still get the money from me based on the rate.
They go to the Board of Education. I mean, I wish it would have went to the firemen. I wish it would have went to the policemen, because I love the firemen and the policemen. I wish, but guess what? But the money goes to the Woodrow Wilson, Camden High, all that, and they're wasting all that money. Instead of giving you guys the money, they give it to a system that doesn't work.
I hear you, brother, and that's why it's time for change.
Right.
That's why we're all here fighting for change. But you know what?
They ain't gonna be.
We're not going to get any more money from the state.
But
so we're going to have to find ways internally, and this is where I understand the administration saying, "Hey, we have to raise revenue." Of course, all our problem with that is,
I say cut.
Don't raise it from me. You know what I mean? I'll be paying enough money for the services that I'm getting in Camden.
I would say
let's get in there and transform. Well, cut's not always the answer, Jose. They've already cut to the bone.
Right.
You go to City Hall, departments have like 5 and 9 people less, and they're doing impossible work.
I think we're talking two different things here.
We're talking about City Hall,
City Hall.
services, money, taxes.
State, it's got to look like we do what they do in Washington. We got to start cutting this waste. Too much waste.
Where?
At
the state?
Are you kidding me?
Okay, but how are we going to fix the taxes in Camden?
Listen to what I'm saying.
They're already sending us $60-something million that they don't want to send.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Of course, they helped create the problem, and now they want you to stand on your 2 feet. How about that one, Lou, huh?
Right.
Last 30, 40 years with the Regional Contribution Act, right?
60 years.
But look, I go with my history, so that when someone comes up to me and says, yo, I got my numbers. But hey, we've been importing poor people into Camden because the Mount Laurel decision, all this stuff, no one wants to have poor people in their backyard. So they used to pay Camden.
Or homeless.
Right? So they paid Camden to build low-income housing. Well, now we have so much low-income housing and the low-income people to fill it. And then now Trent wants to say, hey, you guys get too much money in aid and you need to stand on your own 2 feet. Oh, is that so? Well, you know what? You created the problem. You better be part of the answer. Because that whole thing about we're just going to raise your taxes 300-400%, I don't know, man. We might get a few people at a rally these days, but next year it might get downright ugly when people are losing their homes.
But watch this.
That's what's going to happen.
The court order Christie to give so many millions of dollars to the school system. You saw that? The Justice Department or the Law Department is supposed to be law. They shouldn't get involved with politics. But the socialist people, mentally judges who are socialists, say, no, you got to give $500 million to the school board. Come on, man. They're just wasting millions of millions. Now we got to give them. So guess what? They raise our taxes again. So now what I'm saying is, going back to the taxes thing.
Right.
You was a fireman. Chief, you were a fireman in Camden.
I'm still a fireman.
All right, Chief.
1 more year left. If I can make it. If I get consolidated and lose my job.
Chief, how many houses have you seen in Camden? Well, the one next to each other, the houses in the middle, and 2 vacant houses full of dirt.
All the time.
And they go around and say, well, your house is worth $60,000. The house is not even worth $10,000. But they raise it to, that's what I'm talking about. They send these kids to the street because I saw them. Because I was an inspector with a machine evaluating a house. They don't even know.
And that's the problem with all the decades of them creating low-income housing.
Right.
And we're chased the middle class out of here, And now today, we don't have a middle class. We don't have a great housing stock. And then they turn around and say to you, you know what? You people need to pay your taxes enough to fund city services. It's like, well, wait a minute. We didn't have a tax base to begin with.
We don't.
At the beginning of the year. Now, all of a sudden, you got to be the answer to all this. And I'm like, you know what I say as a taxpayer? I say, if you really want me to be the answer, then pull me into the process so I can give you the answer, or at least be part of the answer.
Can I
okay? And that means transformation.
Chief, can I ask you a question?
Talk to me.
Victor Building. The other building.
I may not be able to talk about that, but go ahead.
Okay.
No, go ahead. But answer, but say the question. Put it out there. Somebody may call in.
They got to pay taxes too.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they pay a lot. Wait a minute. You know what?
Every year. How about that factory over there in the waterfront? Nobody in the banks, all of those people, none of them pay anything.
Desperate actions from a desperate city.
Right. The baseball park don't pay anything. They're in the fish tank. The fish tank.
Remember the fishes were supposed to save us?
Right.
That was the joke. The fishes are going to save us.
Yeah,
and then
sure.
they did the fishes part 2.
No,
well, you know what?
The fish could save us if we could just take him out, cut him up, put some salt on.
Well, you know what? That day may come soon.
I agree with you. So what I'm saying is, you get all. See, we got 2 communities. We got the community that doesn't pay anything. That's the waterfront.
Well, you can't do anything about that.
Then
they got their agreement.
Then they got the community that don't pay anything because they're too low. Then they got sort of like I would call. They're not really middle income like the people in Crema Hill and all that. We got to pay the taxes. But meantime, the people in South Camden, the taxes went down, ours went up.
Well,
North Camden, the taxes went up. Yeah. Can you believe that?
Yeah. Well, is
South Camden
more valuable?
South Camden.
I mean, from the house in North Camden, well, man, it was 800 taxes, and now you got to pay.
The average.
Now you got to pay
3,000 or 4,000.
3,000.
And the house is worth.
Hell no.
No, but you know what though? Location. And you're not far of a walk away from, downtown.
That's why they want
you got the waterfront all around you, basically, and you're not far from transportation. I mean, my man.
But what?
I mean, I have a house. I lived in North Camden for a good long time, man, and I still have my house there. And I'll tell you what.
They want.
I don't want to get rid of it.
They want everybody to move out so they can bring this.
And that's what they do. They'll give somebody $60,000 to $100,000 for a house that's not even worth it. You know what I mean? Because they want that water.
Chief, you go to
man. That's right. About the view.
Yeah.
And Philadelphia's a nice view.
Yeah, Philadelphia's a nice view. They even building a golf course.
Jeez. So, no, they wanted to. That's why he was talking about from the Cherokee plant.
Oh, yeah.
That got.
I like the idea of a golf course because it was the only way for that landfill to bring in extra money from the outside and clean it up. Man, that landfill is a mess. Now, how you gonna clean it now? We don't got no money to clean it.
They're cleaning it out. The crocs.
No, they're cleaning one little tiny part for the
making a bridge or something. They're making a bridge and
they're cleaning that one little part for the crocs. They're making a bridge. No hay dinero para limpiar todo eso.
No, but they're making a bridge, a new bridge to get from north.
Oh yeah,
and they're knocking that bridge.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is,
they need to build a lot of bridges. They need to fix that one on
eventually
goes past Canada.
Eventually,
the Boulevard.
Eventually, the power to be is going to move everybody out of North Camden because they want to bring. That's part of that section. If you drive,
they want to get everybody.
If you drive down Broadway, you could tell one side for the other. If you going from north to south,
first of all, you can't drive down Broadway with all the hookers there and all the
now it's in the restaurant.
Now, what's going on, Big Lou? Talk to me, man. What's up down there?
They moving everybody out, man. That's why I told my mom and dad, don't sell your house because they own their house.
Yeah.
So they don't.
I told my mom yesterday the opposite thing. I told my mommy que vende ahora.
No.
She looked at me like,
no, you can't sell the house in North Camden because they know it's worth a lot of money.
No, it's the quality of life, man. It's crazy.
They're going to give you peanuts so either they're going to move you up.
They actually gave a man around the corner $100,000 for his house.
It was crazy times and people were paying it.
Chief, in City Hall, Chief, in City Hall, in Assessor's office, they got North Camden. They got like a mark all around it like that. And you say, can I buy that property? They said, no, we don't sell. For years, they've been holding that up. Because, and they have a borderline like this. It's marked in the assessor's office. Don't touch North Camden.
They can buy my house, though. They come with money.
Because that's what it is.
I'm sorry, bro. But
if you look at it, it's good. I say it's good not to sell.
No, it's
because then where you gonna go? You gonna go to Lindenwold or something? Man, Lindenwold is like Camden.
Yeah.
Lindenwold is like messed up. Right, you know what I mean? A nice place now is.
And let me tell you, Big Luke, that's a great point you bring there because we talked about the regional contribution agreements or like the Mount Laurel decision where the suburbs were paying Camden to take the poor people, build the housing.
Right.
See, that's a great example of, if you don't, for them, if you don't find a way to get the poor people out of there, that's what's going to happen to your township.
Redistribution.
You know what I mean?
Redistribution.
This is so it's an ugly fight. You know what I mean? If you're a poor person, if you're a young man or woman in this city and you trying to raise a family, dude, talk to me, man. I mean, you out there, so I know you're in touch with the real young people more than I am. You know what I mean? How are they making it? How are they thinking about the future? If they have a family, how do they feel about the education and what?
They don't.
Because here's the thing: it's one thing to educate your kids, but you got to educate yourself if you're in a bad position.
Definitely.
Then you got to try to find a good job.
I've been saying that
because you
for a
want
long
to give
time.
your kids a better life. Talk to me, man. Are they hopeful or what?
Right now, to tell you the truth, if you want me to put it, it's funny you asked me that, but it's like when y'all say the fish was going to save, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The community, and all the kids is finding is fish scale. You know what I mean? Fish scale, which is cocaine.
Right.
And that's all they could do to sell to get by, because they can't, even the young people can't get jobs. And it's sad. You know what I mean? It's sad. Like, I know a young brother with a child. He's 19. He got a kid. And he like, yo, I can't make it.
But he wants to do good, right? What's his mindset? What's his mentality?
He graduated from school. You know what I mean? Can't find a job to save his life.
You gotta have college.
And college ain't doing nothing. There's people with bachelors and masters degrees that's getting minimum wage. Bachelors and masters, they get minimum wage.
So what's that young brother thinking? What's he thinking now? If he can't get a job, Luke, talk to me.
Hit the corners. He got to hit the corners. He got to sell drugs, and it's messed up. We living in poverty. We living in a bad time.
I got to put food on the table.
And he got to.
And you know what I found out yesterday? I was talking to a young lady. She told me that from now on you have to be 22 to get food stamps.
There you go.
Wow,
because when they do the cuts.
No, that wasn't because.
No. But here's the deal.
That wasn't because the cuts.
Oh, that's got to be because of cuts.
She told me, well, listen to her.
I heard you. I'm looking at the reason behind it.
She told me that, well, I stay with my mother. I got two kids because the same thing, I got no jobs and all. I said, well, the reason why, because I got to be 22 for now. They raised the age up to 22.
Good.
To get food stamps.
You hear that, young people?
Right.
The 3 or 4 young people listening to this show?
Mm-hmm. Maybe,
all right?
Maybe.
Better think twice about your family planning.
Right. And,
okay?
And it's a shame because, listen.
It's a tragedy.
Something got to give. Something got to give.
Well, this is the time, man. But this is why we're all saying. This is why. Look at right here. Look at the age groups right here. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? We all have a good cross section of the young people.
Both of you together is my age.
Right. But the thing is, we all represent a different section of the population. You know what I'm saying? Or we're in touch with them. You know what I mean? And it's not triste. It's bad. All right, we got to come with some solutions.
But why, if it's that bad, why we keep voting for the same people?
Oh, pero because it's ignorance.
And
you know what? Maybe
you
know why? Porque no duele. No duele mucho, or maybe it just doesn't hurt enough. It hurts, but you know what? It's not. It's like a mosquito. Maybe it's on your arm, and it hurts. It pica un poco, but you know what? It doesn't pica enough for you to swap it up to move your hand.
You know what was interesting yesterday?
So it sucks all the blood out of you.
Yeah, it's true. When I went over there to the Frank Moran when he was doing his thing, I saw some young people, black and Puerto Ricans.
Right.
But there was more there for the check.
For the 75.
And it was sad because they was they was there, and I said, you know what? I'm not mad. Frank Moran, he's a great person.
Oh, I like him.
I know his brother.
I like him.
He's a great dude. But all I ask him is finally make a change. You know what I'm saying? If you see these young people, at least have some decency in your heart to be like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna make that change. Because I stood there through the whole thing on the strength of Angel Cordero. You know what I'm saying? Angel, I'm thinking I'm going there for something else, honestly. You know what I mean? So when I went there and he said, nah, let's do this, let's do that, I said, okay, Angel, I said, I'm here for you, boom, boom, boom. When I heard it's Frank Moran, I ain't going to lie. I said, all right, I'm getting my little sandwich. I'm going to sit down. I'm all served. And we stood there and I was like, all right, you know what I mean? I stuck around.
And you look around, you see their faces.
Because I try and learn too, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
but look at your reaction, man. You had, because look how your reaction changed. You know, your expectation changed. The minute you saw that it was a Camden politician, you went, all right, I'm out. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Yeah, it's not what's wrong with these guys because they're nice guys.
Oh, I like them.
All of them. No, all of them. All the elected people, most of them are nice.
I said one.
Yeah, there's 1 or 2 real nasty people, but you know.
They're self-indulgent.
But you know what they're guilty of? And this is why it comes back to the education and everything else. No vision.
Exactly.
No, man.
No, they're not bad people.
Exactly.
So that's why when somebody tells me, oh, they're nice, I'm not talking about that.
Wait a minute.
You're in that position, you need to put out a vision and get the people around you to make that vision happen. Go out there, galvanize the people, and we drive through that. And you know what? We are so low. This city is so beat down. It's the perfect situation to start completely over. Big Lou, Jose, I'm talking about break it all down.
Yep.
No one, no activity, no operation is safe.
Yeah.
Completely start. It's like Legos. It's like that, the whole Sim City thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Dude, we can use SimCity to create a model of our new Camden and follow that.
No,
because
let me
there's really nothing that works in this town except for the few hard-working people
Let me explain
left
this.
in City Hall.
Let me explain this. I know Luis Lopez family, and he's a good father. He's a good horseman. He's a good provider.
We ain't talking about Luis Lopez, man. It's not a Luis Lopez thing.
What I'm saying is, Moran is a good man, good provider,
nice
good
guys.
family. But their politics are not with the. It's kind of not only that, they're both religious. And what I'm saying is that their politics doesn't seem to be the way they are, because they're good providers, they're good family. I mean, they put the kids to school, they come out from the bottom.
Where do they make their living from?
From George Norcross would say, you got
the machine,
that's the machine.
Patronage jobs. Well, there you go. It's patronage.
Look at Angel Fuentes, what he did to his own people, man. Come on.
But look,
he's supposed to be a priest.
Yeah.
He was going to be a priest.
They only step in.
Something's wrong here.
There's something
wrong.
Nah, it's definitely something wrong, and it's the dollar sign. You know, I saw Angel Fuentes come. So when they started the Hispanic Basketball League, and I know the two brothers that started.
Yeah, he does some good stuff. I mean,
nah, he didn't do it. Let me talk. He didn't do it. I know the two brothers. I know the two brothers that started that league.
Sponsor it. Did he come in and support it in one way?
Let me tell you. Let me finish.
It's alive.
I know the brothers that started the league, and my brother, my blood brother, helped put that league. He got the gym for them. So after like 2 or 3 years that these brothers is putting the Hispanic League and everybody playing, giving out trophies and everything, here come Angel Fuentes after 3 years running.
He said he did it.
No. But the brothers was just as stupid because they taking and honor him for something that they worked hard for.
Yeah.
Politicians,
and you know what I'm saying?
That's a country.
That's a great example of how they all run. And that's what I'm tired of seeing. Like, if you really respect your hood, if you really respect your neighborhood, start making a change because people are starting to see.
You know what? You know what?
You know, and these are the times for that. Everybody's tired.
It's the same with the Crema Little League.
But it don't matter. They're all all politicians are the same.
The veterans.
We let them be.
Vietnam Veterans Association. Hispanic was the one who did it, because I was the guy who worked with Angel Ortiz. Angel Fuente goes to Milan and tell the people and tell everybody that he was the president. I was the guy.
Don't politicians always take the credit?
But for something, and then people go along with this shit. But what I'm saying is this: people have to start waking up.
They have to.
They have to. Another thing is, people, let me tell you something on that. Forget about the Democrats, the Republican. Forget about the independent. It's about yourself. It's about what you want. It's about what you expect out of life from these people that you are paying their salary. They work for you. Don't be so ignorant. The Hispanic community, the Puerto Ricans in Puerto Rico, let me tell you, they know how to bowl. I mean, Puerto Rico.
They're passionate over there. That's for sure.
And they fight for their rights. For the Puerto Ricans in the state, for some reason or other, I came here in 1948 when I was 8 years old, and I haven't seen anything change.
And they're stupid because you know why?
The Cubans, and God bless the Cubans. I love the Cubans. The Cubans, let me tell you something.
I hear you, man.
The Puerto Rican came here with with Americo Vespucci, when he discovered America. The Puerto Rican came here. The Cuban came in 1960. Today, the Cuban owns the whole state of Florida. Today, the Cubans own Congress, Senator. Today, the Cubans got 1 million Rubio, who's going to run for vice president. The Cuban has the Treasury Department. The Cuban runner, and the Puerto Ricans who came here with Americo Vespucci, Garugazza.
Mira, porque Puerto Rico me encanta y la UEFA me aguanta.
So that's to show you what your mentality.
Se vende por
what is your mentality as a Puerto Rican? It should be ashamed of yourself. It should be ashamed of yourself when you allow people to take you for a fool. When you got communication system that doesn't even explain to you anything, and they got a one-way Charlie.
All I say is, you know, the guys like Frank Moran and stuff like that, like, they, like I said, they great dudes, but at least have a little bit of dignity. And when people is going out there, even if they're going for the $75, if they work hard for you to get elected, make sure that you make a change.
You hear that?
You know what I'm saying? Make sure you make a change
out there,
and work hard for them to better your community if you really care about
here
them.
saying, man, representing the young people in the streets, man, saying, hey, you know, man, they want to be in the fight. They want to support. You know, you got an army out there of young people full of energy, con las ganas para echar pa'lante. What we need now is for the leaders to step forward and match us. And we have, and at that point, we'll have the force that we need to go out there and make magic happen.
Exactly.
Create new futures for our children and for our country. Because this is not about Camden. No, this is not even about the state of New Jersey. Because, mira, these numbers are terrible across this country with high school graduation rates and employers that can't find young people, you know, with the skill sets to do practically entry-level jobs for today's economy. Esta pelea is an economical fight, you know, it's for everybody, okay? We have to get in the game and start making that money. Because if you don't go out there and grab that money, they're out there in Asia. They're out there in Eastern Europe. You know what I mean? Not the old Europe right now that's falling apart, you know, with Italy and all this, you know, that's the old Europe, you know what I mean? We're talking the hungry ones that used to be in the Soviet bloc nations, you know? You're talking Central America and South America, they're starting to echar pa'lante. God bless them. That's a beautiful thing. But here's the deal. If we don't go out there and grab that money that's right in front of us, you know what I mean? We're going to let all these other countries pass us, and we're going to end up a third world country. And that's what it's all about. That's why, you know, that's what transforming, you know, changing government is all about. That's why the fight's about transforming education, bringing options, or at least the people that are in the system already, allowing them the freedom to make the changes so they can advance education forward.
Lord, let me hear that a few words.
I mean, what I'm seeing now from just observing everything, you know what I mean, it's good to be around like guys like, you know, yourself, like Joe, you know what I'm saying?
Back
like,
at you, brother.
You know, because, you know, I learn and stuff like that. But I just want like Angel Cordero to stick to his guns and, like, you know, keep on running, because he's a great leader. He's a good voice. Just surround himself with the people that can really push him, because it's nothing but you know what it is a popularity contest too. You know what I'm saying? If you're popular in the city of Camden, you'll get elected too. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but with popularity comes a lot too. You know what I mean? You got a lot of things on your responsibility, and you got a lot of things on your shoulder. And I told him, I said, you know, learn how to be that leader. You know what I'm saying? That could take that responsibility and make a change in your community that's suffering. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is. Because a lot of these politicians that's getting in is just not doing the job.
Man, we send too many men to jail.
Exactly.
And they got to be responsible for that too, man.
They got to be responsible.
We can't allow that to happen.
I always hold, you know, in my actions, my music speaks it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I used to be a young man that got shacked up at 14, and I used to, you know, I hit my wife. You know what I'm saying? I hit her, and then I learned and I changed. You know what I'm saying? I made a song called Battered Women, dedicated to battered women. I went to shelters and talked to the battered women. So I knew what they was feeling. So I made a complete change of 360. And now it's like,
it's possible.
It's possible.
It's possible. It's in us.
It's possible. So, you know, I talk about crackheads. I made a song called Crackhead. Two of my brothers is crackheads. So, you know, I felt that pain and stuff like that. And this is the same energy that we got to take into the politic world and learn what you lived through and have some dignity, man, and you know, bring that to the people. And you know what? If you see 100 people that you're paying $75 for, and then you work hard, after a couple years, you're going to have 500 people, because they're going to see the changes you make.
Nice. We could use 500 people right now in these
that's all it is.
The city.
And I'm going to do my research on Mary Cortez, because I really didn't. You know what I mean?
Forget that, man. We're going to make sure you meet her, man, because she's beautiful people.
No
There's
problem.
a lot of beautiful people out there surrounding her, too.
Yeah, definitely.
Jose,
Chief,
as Big Lou just broke down, man, what he's done and what he continues to do, you know what I mean? I say to you, brother, do not retire out of the movements.
No.
Okay? Because we need that wisdom. We need the history. We need the experience. Okay? Because the last thing we can afford to do right now is to recreate the mistakes. We don't got time for mistakes, man. We need to work hard right now and drive hard toward the future.
Hey, you made me feel comfortable when I came here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I like what you was talking. I probably didn't agree with everything,
Right.
but just from, your knowledge and everything and me respecting you, man, stick around.
Man,
don't
thank
let
you so
nothing.
much, bro. And I hope it's not true that you're not gonna, continue on with us, but we'll see what the future brings.
Well, thanks, guys, for your thing. My wife, my oldest daughter, my wife, talked to me this morning, and they told me that they want me to take care of my family more than the way I was. They told me that I will probably wind up with a heart attack or something like that, such as in a way because I get too emotional, too involved in the community, and I don't see no changes. I don't see my people driving. Camden, I came here broke with no money. I worked hard. Put my kid to Catholic schools. I had 2 jobs. I did everything that's to be right, so my family, and I believe everybody's entitled to the same thing. I'm no better than anybody else. I'm just a guy who was an orphan, who grew up in the street, who loved his people, my Puerto Rican people. But it's time for young people to take over. I'm going to enjoy my life, my family. Once in a while, I will get involved in something like the demonstration in Trenton, but it's time for me to go.
Well, thank you so
some
much.
Some people
bro.
say that I'm. You know what gets me up when people call you up in the phone? They call what's his name? And threaten him in the phone. Ulises, they threatened him. They say that I was crazy. They were talking stuff about Mary Cortez. And every time, we are not crazy. We know what we are and we know what we're talking about.
But it's not wrong with being a crazy
right.
weekend.
So thanks, bye. I will see you around. Enjoy your holidays with your family, your Thanksgiving and your Christmas. Hug your kid. Tell them you love them. Bye.
My man. That's